Hello everyone, this is Overlord21 and I present to you a tutorial video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I fear I just put that at the beginning of the video. Now we have our boy Gigan. He is very interesting because he has more mobility than Godzilla does, but he's weaker in some ways, like his beam, for example. Not the greatest damage. Like, it's good in certain matchups, like Mechagodzilla 2 and some other monsters like him. But I'd say generally, beam attack with Gigan's kinda meh. But anyway, let's go into his moves. You have Jab, which is like an okay, just an okay quick option. It's not good against monsters like King Ghidorah who just resist it. Because as you can see here, he's not flinching at all. He does not care. But we have this is Back Punch, which also hits grounded opponents, by the way. It's a great move. Like if you get a grab off, you press the X button, the kick button, then you do this. Yes, you see that correctly. That was 91 damage on King Ghidorah from that whole sequence. The damage from it is ridiculous, but you have to have a full bar of energy. It does more with Rage, but I'm not going to activate Rage right now because it doesn't really show off a good indication of how these moves work. So we also have Down Punch, which is his uppercut. It's actually, I dare say it's better than Godzilla's uppercut, just simply because it can actually... Alright, hold on. But yeah, I would say that his uppercut's better than Godzilla's because it has more range, and it actually hits opponents way better than the Godzilla one. It's good for extra damage and for getting a swoop on your opponents if they're trying to hit you with like this or some other moves they got. You also have the overhead slam, similar to Godzilla's. It can also hit opponents that are crouching. Let me see if I can get the player 2 to do that. There we go. We'll just do that. Yep, it goes through low blocks. Very useful for that. I mean, this also goes over blocks as well. I'd say for general utility purposes and getting hits in, you want to use this move more. But if you want big damage or you're reading someone, you can do that as well. I'd say Gigan's punches are pretty good overall. I like them. I like them because they do big damage, but it does show an overall problem that this character has. But I'll save that towards the later parts of the video. Let's go into his kicks. You have normal kick. You have these two normal kicks, which are that. First part of his kick isn't great. The second part is better, but not by much. I generally don't try to use his normal kicks very much. You have his back kick, which is the double, which is basically the drop kicks. It does more damage than Godzilla's, but it's not safe on block, and you can be punished for it if your opponent uses the right move. Though apparently you can dodge certain grabs by being in that state, so that is an interesting little tidbit about it. The other move we have is down kick, which is a stomp, but for some reason his knee has a hitbox. It's like one of his few blunt moves he has. But it's not that great of a move because the range is short, and if you use it on a downed opponent, they can just punish you with a get-up attack right away. Not that great if I'm being honest. We also have his forward kick, which, with other monsters like the Godzillas, is a headbutt. I'd say it's a pretty good move, although it doesn't do anything, although it does have... Okay, it's very similar to the Godzilla 90s character's headbutt. Except I'd say the Godzilla 90s is a bit better, just simply because he can act immediately, whereas Gigan has a little bit more lag on that front. Now let's go to one of my favorite moves of his, up kick. Because up kick is a multi-hit move that also does good damage in of itself, and could even catch people that are jumping. Like, oh. But yeah, you can use up kick in combos, you can use it for catching out jumps. It's not an anti-air tool, I just thought I'd mention that it is not an anti-air tool. But it's a great option, it's pretty good. It's not safe on block though, so just kind of be careful about that. But I do like using the move a lot. Oh yeah, you also have his dash attack. But the funny thing is you can actually... It does the full animation for his dash attacks, but you can actually just do another move after it. It just doesn't have a hitbox for some reason. Really weird move on that front. It's okay, but... It's like good for getting into your opponent, but... If your opponent's blocking, you can be punished for it, so that's why you gotta do the 1-2. It's just kind of okay. Now for the last bit, we have his special moves. We have just these. Not too bad, but it's okay. We have his down version, which is good for getting more damaging moves on, which is... The best thing about this move is it has a decent amount of range. As you can see here, you can see the range on it's pretty good. It also counts as a low, so if your opponent's blocking normally like this, you could just... Oh. Okay, it's a low in stem, but not here, I guess. I don't know. That's disappointing. We also have his up special, which is this. A little bit more situational than the other move. Like, it counts as an overhead. It counts as an overhead so it can go under opponents that are blocking. Whereas this is blocked by it. So it's useful for that much, but I find that it gets stuffed out by a lot of other moves pretty hard. It's not a particularly fast move in Gigan's arsenal, so if you don't use it very much, you're not missing out a bunch. Because he does have plenty of overhead moves that are faster and have generally more use. We also have his forward spin. It does good damage when all the moves connect, but the biggest problem this move has is that you can actually block it while the string is active. Like here, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, not that. But yeah, blocking it, it's not a great move to use in neutral, just simply because a lot of moves can stuff it out, and your opponent can just simply jump and punish you for it. So just be careful about that. Be careful about throwing it out. You'll notice that a reoccurring trend with a lot of Gigan's moves is that they're not super great on block. He has like a couple moves here and there that are okay, but he can get punished pretty hard for using moves. So let's go into his other moves. And then one more special. This move. This is one of his other few blunt moves that he has. It does good damage, but it's not good against monsters that are resistant to blunt. Who would have guessed? It's an okay move. It's kinda just there. It's there to help out matchups where the opponent resists edge attacks, that's what it's for. It's not that great of a move. Like, if you want to use it, go ahead, but it's actually okay on block, though. Since it sends your opponent a decent amount away, which means that they have a harder time punishing you. But I wouldn't really recommend it too much. Now let's go into Gigan's jump attacks. We have Jump Punch. A fairly decent option. It's good against monsters that are, again, resistant to edge, but not blunt. So, that's what this move exists for. But the move you'll be seeing way more with Gigan is Jump Kick. Because Jump Kick is one of his go-to moves. Because you can just hit anti-airs, It spikes opponents to the ground. You can use it to finish off on your combos that you do. And a couple... and it's also quick. Jump Punch is a great option, although it's not great on block. It's not great on block. Come on, get back up. It's not great on block, though. Because your opponent can still act out of it pretty quickly. And then for his final jump attack, we have... that. The jumping... this... I don't know what it's called, but... basically, he uses his belly chainsaw from the air. The move is really good against grounded opponents, because they won't be able to block it. It's good for, like, mobility purposes, because you go a fair distance. The biggest problem with the move is that if you use it on an opponent that's blocking, they can punish you for using it. I'd say it's probably his second best jump move. Jump kick is just really good. But that move's also not bad either. And I've also shown off his beam. Oh. There we go. I was gonna show off his other beams. His, other beam attack he has. He has the energy shotgun. It's okay, not great. It's mostly there just to give Gigan an extra weapon to use. It's good against monsters that are weak to beam attacks, but generally speaking, you probably want to use his melee attacks a lot more, because you want to save energy for some of his better stuff, rather than the energy shotgun. Now let's go into Gigan's grabs. We have normal throw, which is a, not surprising, a normal throw. Not really any combo potential or stuff off of it, but if you can get the opponent with a barrier to it, you're good to go. We also have his special throw, which he just sends the opponent flying by doing that. It's good against opponents that aren't resistant to blunt attacks, but it's not a combo throw, it's just more of slightly more damage than normal throw kind of throw. That's what it exists for. Now here's the throw that I use a lot with Gigan. Kick throw right here, because you can just do this, and your opponent can't react out of this, by the way. You can get some huge damage off of just kick throw. If you have a full energy bar, and the Gigan manages to successfully grab you, because grabbing is pretty hard to do as Gigan, because Gigan's grab, while the range on it is pretty good, the problem the move has is that your opponent can jump out of it pretty quick. I mean, where did I put the jump button? Ah, there it is. But yeah, so I grab here, and the opponent can just jump over it pretty fast. It's very reactable. Like, it's not a bad option to use to say if you're teleporting behind. Actually, it's not great when you're teleporting behind someone either. That's unfortunate. But yeah, if you can get the grab off, it's good. But it's mostly useful if you're, like, already got your opponent, like, guessing a whole bunch of stuff, and they are afraid to use their jump moves because you punish them with several of your anti-air options. You can just throw the grab out. Well, not throw the grab out, but if you can get it going, then it's good. But if you can't, that's just Gigan grab for you. I'd say it's overall not a good move, even though range on it is probably one of the best normal grab ranges in the game. Just simply because the startup for it is so long. But yeah, let's see. What else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, let's talk about one of his best features. He has a teleport button. Now the range on it is pretty good. I'd say it's about Space Godzilla's grab range. Like, it's about to here-ish. But yeah, you can use it to teleport directly behind your opponent. And you can either do Jump Punch, Jump Kick, which you see me using a lot of there, and you can also do this, which gives you a ton of mobility options with the Gigan. It's pretty good for that stuff. But yeah, teleport gives him a lot of mobility, because he can teleport wherever he likes, depending on where you're looking. Yeah, he just teleports where his body happens to be. So like, he may be looking at his opponent directly, but if his body's like this way, he just teleports that way. But yeah, I'd say teleport is definitely one of Gigan's best movement options. You can go all over the place with it. Very, very good. But yeah, I'd say that's all the stuff I got for Gigan here. I will record a thing in just a moment showing off his rage attack. I'll see you there. Alright, now I'm going to show you all off Gigan's rage attack. His rage attack is where he spins around. It's a pretty goofy attack. It's not super great as a rage attack, but if you can get it off, the damage on it is pretty worthwhile. You can get some serious damage with the rage attack. Yeah, that'll be all for now on this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something insightful about our boy Gigan. Because while I'd say he's not the strongest monster on the roster, I do kind of regret putting him lower on the tier list than what I did. I just didn't really know how to use him at the time. But if you know how to use Gigan properly, his damage output is completely nuts. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. You have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you around the next one. You have a wonderful day. Peace.